The story of the British 10-pence coin 1975 begins with the transformation of the United Kingdom's currency system during the late 20th century as the nation transitioned fully into the decimal age and reshaped its coinage to reflect modern economic life and the changing identity of the monarchy and the nation itself. The 10-pence coin, introduced in 1968 as part of the preparations for decimalization, was created to take the place of the florin, a coin valued at 2 shillings under the old pre-decimal system. The florin had been circulating since the 19th century and served as an early experiment in decimal currency since its value corresponded to 1/10 of a pound when the UK finally shifted to the decimal system in 1971. The 10-pence coin moved from a preparatory coin into full national circulation. In 1975, the coin remained in its original large size, composed of cupronickel and measuring 28.5 millimeters in diameter, making it one of the larger coins. In the British decimal series at that time, the size and weight were considered necessary because the public had grown accustomed to the florin's dimensions, and the transition to decimal money was designed to be smooth, familiar, and easily understood. The obverse of the 1975 British 10-pence coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Arnold Machine. This portrait shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and it became one of the most iconic depictions of Her Majesty appearing on British coins from 1968 to 1984. The Machine portrait represents stability, continuity, and the confidence of a nation entering a new monetary system at a time when Britain was experiencing transitions both economically and socially. The year 1975 marked a period of economic challenges, including inflation and industrial tension, yet the coinage of the realm remained a symbol of unity and national identity. On the reverse of a 10-pence coin, the design created by Christopher Ironside displays a crowned lion often referred to as the lion passant guardant. This majestic creature is one of the historic symbols of British heraldry, representing courage, royalty, and strength. The lion has long been used in British coats of arms, emblems, and royal banners. The crowned lion on the 10-pence coin carried forward a centuries-old tradition, tying the modern decimal currency to the deeper roots of England's monarchy and heraldic. Heritage Ironside's artwork successfully blended clarity, simplicity, and symbolic power, making the coin instantly recognizable to millions. The year 1975 itself did not introduce any major design changes to the British 10-pence coin, but the mintage of the year forms an important chapter for collectors and researchers. Because the large 10-pence coin design remained unchanged from its introduction until its size reduction in 1992. Each year of production reflects economic conditions, public demand, and circulation needs of that period. Mintages varied from year to year, depending on how many coins were required by bank shops and the public. In 1975, the Royal Mint continued producing the coin to meet circulation demands as the decimal system had become well established, and the coin played a key role in everyday transactions from buying groceries to paying fares or using vending machines. The 10-pence coin of 1975 also reflects Britain's growing adaptation to decimal currency after the initial adjustment period that followed the 1971 switchover. Many older citizens had struggled with the change due to their lifelong use of pounds, shillings, and pence, while younger generations embraced the simpler decimal system with ease. The large size of the 10-pence coin helped ease the learning curve because it corresponded directly to the familiar florin, which the public had trusted for more than a century. By 1975, the decimal system was no longer viewed as new or unfamiliar, and the large 10-pence piece stood as a symbol of that successful transition. The coin's cupronickel composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel gave it durability, a bright silvery appearance, and resistance to wear in a busy commercial environment. Coins often pass through thousands of hands over decades, and the 1975 10-pence coins still found in collections today often survive in strong condition thanks to this robust metal blend as time passed. However, rising metal costs and the need for lighter, more efficient currency would contribute to future changes in the coinage, including the notable reduction in size of the 10-pence coin in 1992. In a broader historical sense, the 1975 10-pence coin belongs to the first generation of British decimal coins, a generation that would remain an important part of everyday life for more than 2 decades. These coins represented a nation that was redefining its place in the modern world, balancing tradition with progress. The designs chosen for decimal coins celebrated British identity through lions, portcullises, thistles, and royal portraits, all while presenting a sleek new system fit for contemporary commerce. The 10-pence coin was especially important because it carried a value that made it widely used and familiar in daily transactions. Collectors today often value the 1975 10-pence coin, not for rarity, but for its historical significance, its connection to the early years of decimalization, and its iconic artwork make it an interesting piece of numismatic history. For many people, it evokes memories of the 1970s, a decade marked by change, both challenging and transformative. The coin becomes a small but meaningful time capsule, reflecting what daily life felt like in shops, markets, workplaces, and households during that era. The continuity of the machine portrait on the obverse and the Ironside-crowned lion on the reverse underscores how these early decimal coins achieved a blend of elegance, simplicity, and national symbolism that lasted until the early 1990s, when the United Kingdom began redesigning many denominations and reducing the size of several coins. The 10-pence coin's redesign and size reduction in 1992 brought an end to the era that the 1975 piece represents, making original large-sized 10-pence coins nostalgic reminders of a different visual identity in British money. Throughout the journey exploring this coin's history, one can understand how the British 10-pence coin of 1975 is more than just a monetary unit. It is a cultural artifact, born from economic reform, crafted with artistic intent, circulated through millions of daily interactions, and preserved today by collectors who value its story. The coin tells a tale of monarchy, art economy, national identity, and everyday life, all embodied in a small cupra-nickel disc that passed through countless hands over the decades. The story of the British 10-pence coin 1975 is ultimately a story of Britain itself during a time of transformation, continuity, and evolving national character.